Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. By the way, if it looks like I wear the same clothes all the time, that's not really true. I accidentally deleted this whole series. And after I settled down and got composed, I thought, okay, let's just grind them out again because it's very important to be talking about trust. So probably the next video after this, I will be wearing a different shirt. So this is going to be the fifth and final part about trust. Please ask questions. If you've been thinking about, the difficulty of trust, and is it stupid to trust somebody that you haven't met or so far away? And I married real quickly, and I feel like it's worked out for me. So I just want to share some things might help with you. But let's talk about, can you trust anyone, let alone a Filipina from so far away? Some people, say that you should never trust anyone. I can't live that way. If that statement were true, then it would mean that no one should ever trust me. Some say you shouldn't trust because you could get hurt. Well, your vulnerability is guaranteed to get exposed. When you get married, or even before that, you're going to be misunderstood. Your Filipina is going to do things that make you irritated, even angry sometimes, and you are going to do things she wished that she knew about before you got married, and that goes both ways too. Everyone wants to trust the person they're with, and trust, sometimes is broken. You may have trusted someone at one time to only have them break that trust, and now you don't trust them. Sometimes we wonder if we can trust anyone. We might wonder if we should invest any time in getting close to someone because they might end up breaking our trust, except that you'll be let down throughout the relationship. I don't mean it's going to be devastating, but these things will happen. No one is completely trustworthy all the time. There's misunderstandings, and you don't always say things that you think they want to know, or maybe they don't communicate the things properly. They thought they did, but they didn't, and there's just these little issues. For example, we don't even trust God sometimes, and God is perfect, true, and trustworthy. There are times we don't trust him. We know that by something called worry and discontentment, maybe anxiety. I know all about that type of lack of trust, and that's with a perfect God. If we don't trust God, how can we possibly trust another human being? I'm not trying to discourage you, but trust is just going to be an ongoing process. Before I conclude, it dawned on me when preparing this that I have trusted God throughout these 30 years alone before I got married 7 years ago. Can't believe that. I trusted him with all those 30 years without my wife when I felt in hopeless despair of ever getting married. It's one of the reasons I started Love Beyond the Sea. I wanted to help encourage single guys, longtime single guys to not give up, and younger guys to not get in a situation where they're tempted to give up. Finding somebody in your own country, consider another one. When my relationship with Isa was forming, I remember saying to God that if he was going to allow me to go all the way out to the Philippines, after all I've been through, and do this new adventure, take all these risks and get scammed, well, I didn't know what to say. I didn't see any logical reason why he would do that to me. And if that happened, I would simply just acknowledge that the whole thing is beyond my ability to comprehend. But no risk, no reward, right? There's risk in any relationship. And you might be one webcam away from finding the love of your life. In those 54 days that we took to get us married, I believe I did my due diligence. My wife didn't give me a reason not to trust her. And I wasn't interested in finding reasons to think she would. I didn't want to distrust her. I didn't want to look for things that weren't there. How long should it take to trust your Filipina? And for her to trust you? I could rephrase this. How long are you going to take to trust this Filipina? How long is she going to take to trust you? You already know she's not perfect. She has told lies just as you have in your life, white lies. If you're going to trust her to simply be a normal human being, then you won't expect perfection. You will expect some conflict and friction now and then, in your relationship as being completely normal. Marrying a Filipina does not mean it's going to be bliss all the time. That's never the case. So I do try to talk in these videos about how to work through different situations. So try to trust her. If she hasn't given you a reason not to, let me know what you needed to know in order to trust your Filipina, or what she needed to know to trust you. Let me know how long it took to trust each other, or leave a comment about your thought process in your own relationship and when you knew you could trust each other, or how much was enough. My trust has paid off with my love